What's up, everybody? It's Alex Winking. Michael, I hope everybody's having a great day. If you own anything, if you have any boxes that you bought from Loot Crate, you're probably not having a very good day. What am I talking about today? I am going to talk to you a little bit about the Loot Crate disaster that's been brewing for quite some time. They filed for bankruptcy. They're selling themselves. I believe they already have a buyer. This is a disaster of of a company. I got to tell you, for me personally, I didn't really see this one coming like this, and I should have, because I didn't know their history. They've had a rough history of defaulting on loans and other nonsensical things because their leadership is absolutely terrible. I mean, they have a joke of a leadership team. I mean, basically, if you have a title of VP or up, you probably suck if you're at Loot Crate. But either way, Loot Crate files for bankruptcy. So about Monday morning at 1:09 a.m., I am subscribed to multiple Loot Crates, and I get an email saying, hey, hey, Looter, we're filing for bankruptcy. And to be fair and to be, give them a little bit of a bone, it was a very transparent email. It was very well done. They basically just laid it out. Hey, here's Money Chest LLC coming to our rescue. They're going to give us $10 million to fix this. Blah, 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 blah. Now, it didn't go into some of the nitty-gritty details like I'm about to show you via LA Times, but I was pretty impressed with the body of the email. It had some FAQs on it, so I wasn't too disappointed in the email. I thought it was cool that they sent that, but other than that, this company's terrible. I mean, this is rough. So, for me and Loot Crate, just a little backstory here. I'm very new to the subscription box arena. I never did them. I've never done them. This year, I made my YouTube channel, and I wanted to do a little bit more than commentary. And I'm not going to be one of those guys that does like a video where, I'm going to fill my best friend's backyard with 50,000, plastic balls or something like that. I'm not going to be that kind of channel. I'm not going to be that kind of guy. But, and nothing against channels that do that, because that's really awesome content and it's cool they can do that. But I wanted to find some other things, creative things to do with my channel, and I loved watching unboxing videos. I don't know how I got down that rabbit hole, but obviously the one that everybody has is Loot Crate. So I watched a lot of unboxing videos for Loot Crate. I was like, man, I'm going to do this. I'm really going to go in feet first. So I am actually subscribed to several crates, but I paid for the entire year in advance because of the savings it provided. So I have Loot Remix, Loot Crate DX, Loot Gaming. Those are the ones that are like the flagship every month crates. And then I bit off even more, which is just terrible for me. And I got the Adult Swim crate, and I got the Lord of the Rings trilogy of crates, which I'll probably never see at this point. But Loot Crate's probably approximately 2 months behind on the flagship crates, and then other crates maybe even way more than that. I've seen people with the Firefly crate just filleting them. My history with Loot Crate's a little bit rocky. They started strong for me. First 3 months, I didn't really have any issues. Now, when you buy a year subscription, you're supposed to get a t-shirt for each one. I didn't get any t-shirt. I even sent in a help desk ticket. They didn't give me, we'll get it fixed right away. That was like 2 months ago. Still never got any t-shirts. So this company is just circling the toilet, and I guess they have been for a while. But this one still kind of floored me a little bit, just in the sense that I knew they were having issues, and I've recognized that. If you've watched any of my videos before, you've seen that I've had a back and forth. I got banned on Twitter from them because I made a little off-color comment. I think what got me banned is on the Toy Box crate, which I think was supposed to be for June, which we still haven't gotten, by the way. People were giving them a hard time because every time they post something on Twitter, their marketing team or whatever, they just get crushed or lambasted on something they haven't delivered on. So I jumped in on the fun, and I was like, oh yeah, the Toy Box crate, I feel like I should clarify for them. They don't mean June 2019, they mean June 2020, which looks like my tweet's aging pretty well, by the way, Loot Crate. But either way, I got banned on Twitter, so they blocked me. So I didn't get banned on Twitter, but I got blocked by Loot Crate. So there is that. I have not been impressed because I'm well aware. Now, while all the items are new to me, I've watched enough unboxing videos and done enough research that I know they're using a ton of recycled items, which I thought was a way for them to clear their shelves off, save some money, and also kind of make room to shift more resources toward the Walmart deal that they struck. Now, I do know that those retail deals are terrible with big box retail companies. They just, for lack of a better term, they shit all over these companies that they get in their stores. I'm pretty sure that Loot Crate probably doesn't see $1 of anything that Walmart has in their store until it's actually sold. So with that being said, I think that this was going to be an inevitable thing for them. I just didn't think it would happen this fast. I thought maybe their struggles were because they were shifting more resources to making Walmart crates and putting those in there. From what I can tell in the Walmart resets that I've seen, those crates aren't selling at all. Plus, they have a lot of other competitors. It's not just Loot Crate. Culture Fly's in there, plus various other boxes are in that same little section in electronics. If you haven't seen your new Walmart reset, I believe most of them are getting it. But either way, let's jump into the LA Times article here and kind of go through this a little bit. And this is kind of nice because it gets into the nitty-gritty details, and some of the math for me just doesn't add up. But this is via LA Times. I'll link this article in the description below. Loot Crate files for bankruptcy and plans to sell itself. Subscription box startup Loot Crate Inc. filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy with plans to sell itself after running low on cash. How in the hell, I'm sorry, but how do you run out of cash in this little... Okay, look, let me just pretense this with this. I'm in business. I've said that to you guys before, right? Like, I'm in talent development, acquisition, sales. I do a lot of things. I wear a lot of hats for my company. And this is what kind of, and this is maybe easy to say from the outside looking in, but I've been with enough companies and understand how to structure growth and execute, processes and things like that. And this is what I don't get with Loot Crate. You know exactly how much shit you need well in advance to provide said shit. So you basically are a pre-order company. You don't have to stock anything on the shelves. You're big enough to where you can flex your muscle and say, hey, listen, action figure company, if you want to sell 50,000 of these, then you need to ship them to me by this date or you're screwed. You could lean on these little companies, these toy companies and trinket companies and all this other stuff and get your stuff and ship the product. I don't understand how you could be so grossly mismanaged that you couldn't deliver on pre-ordered boxes. You know the exact quantity you need. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, month to month, every time, in enough time to know. I just don't understand how you could be so grossly mismanaged, but it goes to the fact that your leadership team is atrocious. Anyway, the Los Angeles company ships curated fan boxes, geek and gamer products to subscribers each month. Chief Restructuring Officer. Boy, that is a title I never want to have in my career. Stuart Kaufman said in a court declaration filed in Wilmington, Delaware, the contents include figures, shirts, gear, gadgets, limited edition collectibles, blah, 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 pop culture, gaming, sports. They are shipped to more than 250,000 recurring subscribers. What in the hell? They have 250,000 of us suckers buying this stuff. That's just awesome. Wow, there's 250,000. That's a small country of people that are really pissed off right now that's not getting anything from Loot Crate. Oh, but the company is now in dire financial straits. How? I don't know. Its credit card processor is withholding customer billings. What? So it wasn't the warehouse note mortgage that they called their note in. It wasn't the logistics company that you didn't pay. It was the credit card processor. That is a terrible situation to be in. Well done, Loot Crate. That is hilariously bad. It's a sad situation, but that's just stupid. Loot Crate hasn't shipped goods tied to $20 million in sales. $20 million of money that we have paid that we'll never see because they're not going to ship it. They probably will. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. They're going to work this out, right? The company owes more than $30 million in trade debt. It's also behind on more than $5.87 million in taxes. So roughly they got $56 million just sitting out there that they can't do anything with. But they did fire 50 people last week, and now it only has 60 full-time employees. And it's seeking to sell itself quickly during bankruptcy. Loot Crate is one of the many subscription boxes that gained recent holdings, food box seller, fashion service, blah, blah, blah. Loot Crate was founded in 2012 by this asshole, Christopher Davis. Well done, Chris. You've run a company into the ground. Who owns just a stake over 50%, which, I don't know what that's worth now. Within a few years, the cracks began to show. The firm defaulted on a loan from Breakwater Management in 2017, but was able to refinance it with $21 million term limit from, looks like Atelia Capital affiliate in August 2018. Another entity, Money Chest LLC, has now bought that loan and agreed to provide a $10 million bankruptcy loan to Loot Crate. Oh boy. A firm tied to Money Chest and one of the largest and best run collectible manufacturers and distributors in the world has agreed to act as the stalking horse bidder for Loot Crate. That's a good sign for them. Terms of the deal will be submitted to the court this week, the company said in a statement. That's actually a good thing. At least they have somebody interested in buying this abomination of a company. But either way, let's just hope Loot Crate does the right thing. Let's hope that they can get back on their feet and get us the stuff that's promised. I don't know if I'll continue to do unboxings for them. I guess I will, because it's interesting because Loot Remix has just been shipping like on the dime. Like it's like, oh, it's time for another Loot Remix. I actually have Loot Remix boxes stacked up over here. Literally just stacked up over here. And I always unbox those with my Loot Crate boxes. So to be honest, I don't really know what I'm going to do. If I'll continue to unbox them, I'm sure I will. I mean, if I get them, I might as well unbox them, right? And what a redemption. Like, we could actually say, okay, look, Loot Crate's owned by somebody else. Let's see what we get. It will be interesting to see if they do anything to compensate people for the inconvenience. Not that they're really in a position to. Something else I just thought about, maybe they got kind of in this bad rabbit hole by trying to offer exclusives. Because here's my thought process on that. It would be easier to go to a toy company or a collectible company and say, hey, I need you to, what do you have sitting in your warehouse that I can get 250,000 of? And, that company's like, oh, shit, I can blow some goods out. And they'd probably sell them, pennies on the dollar. But it would be a lot harder when they started doing these Loot Crate exclusives to go get stuff exclusively made for these boxes. And I feel like that's maybe how they started to run into shipping time. It's one thing to do a little card or a pin, but, some of these boxes had those action figures, the dioramas, things like that. That couldn't have been cheap. I mean, now you're actually getting into manufacturing and making exclusive items. So I feel like maybe that's where they could have gone wrong. I don't know. But even still, if you have a decent accountant on staff, they're going to be able to calculate pretty quickly like, hey, we don't have enough money in these boxes to get, the value back out that we have invested in the goods. I don't know. I don't know why that wouldn't be a red flag. The other thing that's interesting to me is the credit card processor is holding all their money. However, Loot Crate actually, they started to discount their boxes substantially over the last 3 or 4 months, and that's really when the trouble started. And then it was rare to get 30% off at one time. You had to use creator codes to get 30% off. And then it was just like every day was 50% off for a new reason. Oh, get 50% off. Gosh, that Star Wars crate must have sold so horribly that they took 75% off. I got an email for 75% off of that crate. I mean, these are red flags that I saw, but I was like, man, maybe they're just, generating cash, shifting resources, but I didn't see this coming. But let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Loot Crate, what you guys think of the bankruptcy situation, and do you think they can bounce back? I'm genuinely interested to hear what the audience, what the consumer of Loot Crate thinks. I'm pretty sure I already know the answer for most of it, but once again, guys, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm going to have a lot of videos coming out this week. I got some unboxings. I got some things happening, but I wanted to get this one out just because I'm pretty tied to Loot Crate, just because they were my first subscription box. You're my first, Loot Crate, and now look what happened. But thanks again for everything, guys. Please like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Anytime you want to hit me up, Twitter or in the comments, I'm always active. I respond to virtually everything. So thanks again for everything, and I will see you all on the next one.